Okay, perfect. So we are recording this webinar. You will receive the recording after our meeting. And let me quickly show you what we are going to discuss today. So we are going to cover 5 most crucial pre-launch and operational mistakes that can, well, kill your super app business launch. We will also share with you super app success scheme. We will talk about super app ecosystem and how you can scale it. After that, I want to share with you the unit economy calculator and show you how you can use this tool to ensure the successful launch. After that, I have extremely exciting announcement, so please make sure to stay till the end of this webinar. After that, we're going to have a Q&A session. So, as Liz already mentioned, actually that is the second time we host the webinar. And the previous one was in December last year. So we received extremely warm and positive feedback from our community. And we realized that super app topic is super relevant and hot today. So that is why we want to make sure that more people have opportunity to learn about the insights and best practices that can help in the future ride-hailing and food delivery launches. And why we are so focused on the super app topic in the first place? Well, the thing is that by 2024, the major ride-hailing players, they launched and started new verticals, and now they're doubling and tripling their revenue. I'm more than sure that you are familiar with the names on the screen. So these companies started as ride-hailing service providers, but right now they're also doing food delivery, grocery delivery, and other types of deliveries. So super app and in general, combination of ride hailing and food delivery, that's definitely the trend of 2024. And taking this into account, we wanted to see ourselves, like what is the demand for food delivery services among ride-hailing users. So that is why we decided to conduct a comprehensive study, and we cooperated with the partners of Ondi, and we placed a banner in the ride-hailing app where we were asking users, do you want to use food delivery service? And they needed to answer yes or no. And with this research, we gathered the data from around 70,000 participants. And what we found out. So 44% of users, they got engaged with this questionnaire. Out of them, 30% they answered yes, we're interested. And only 14% they opted for no answer. But knowing the tactics, it's possible actually to convert these no users into yes users quite easily. So, is there a food delivery demand? Well, the answer is yes, there is, and customers are definitely interested. Now, why Playfood, why Ondi, and why you can trust us? So, Playfood and Ondi have been on the market for more than 10 years, and during that time, Ondi launched more than, imagine, 400 ride-hailing businesses in 75 countries. And also, we've launched already 20 super app businesses in around 20 countries. So if you want to read more information about the super app project, feel free to scan this QR code and you will be able to read that on our website. Now, without any further ado, let's talk about first topic of our agenda, which is 5 crucial pre-launch and operational mistakes. I want to make disclaimer that these mistakes that I'm going to talk about today, they are not just some theoretical assumptions that we are making. They are practices that we figured out based on not only success stories of our partners, but also based on the failure stories of our partners. So I do hope that you will find these insights useful. and you will use these tips during your launch of super app business. So mistake number one is starting big. I think that perhaps even in this room right now, we have the entrepreneurs who are thinking, well, if I launch the super app business and specifically food delivery, I want to start with more than 100 vendors on my marketplace right away. I also need to buy or rent huge fleet of vehicles, and I need to hire 30, 40, 50 plus couriers and drivers. I also want to cover the entire city, and we definitely need to start with a huge marketing campaign and paid ads. And of course, all of my employees and drivers and couriers, all of them need to wear the branded items. Well, of course, I understand that all of these points, they're super important and it's nice to have them. And that's what you need to aim at. However, if you want to start with this type of checklist, um, either you need to have huge budget or your launch will last not only months, but perhaps years. So what we offer instead is MVP method, or minimum viable product. That's the methodology that allows you to launch quickly and test your concepts also quickly. So instead of launching this high scale business, you are basically starting with a simplified version of your super app service. You launch with few restaurants, few couriers in specific geographic area. You gather valuable feedback of your customers, then you use this feedback to improve your services, improve your operations, and after that you start growing. So the checklist for this launch or this step-by-step plan can look like the following. You start with determining what will be your operational zone, and this zone must be really like 1 or 2 districts of your city. After that, within these 1 or 2 districts, you start establishing relationships with 3, 5 restaurants, no more than that. And then you also need to get one person who is going to manage call center and requests of the customers or couriers or vendors. And also you need to get from 1 to 3 couriers, which will be enough for that amount of restaurants. But even this plan can be further streamlined, and the launch process can be even shortened if you use dropshipping model. So what is this model? That's basically the method that grocery delivery services or food delivery services can use when they do not need to stock the products they sell, or when they do not need to build relationships like contractual relationships with the restaurants or other vendors, or when they don't need to open their own ghost kitchens. So in our case, the model will look like the following. When you're working with vendors based on classical model, you need to make agreement with them. They're going to pay you some commission. And as a result, you also provide them with the access to the application to manage the orders. But in this case, you don't have really those contractual relationships with the vendors. You just take the menus, upload them to the platform. When your customer places the order, courier or call center manager needs to contact the vendor, place the takeaway order. Then upon arrival to the restaurant, your courier is going to pay for this delivery, pick up the order, and deliver it to the customer. So basically you receive the following plan in this case. Again, definitely you need to determine the operational zone. Still, you need to hire 1 call center manager or 1 courier, 1 to 3 couriers. But instead of signing the agreements and negotiating the conditions of work, you are just going to find the menus of the vendors on the internet. You will upload those menus to your marketplace, and you will start delivering from this vendor. So that is the wonderful scheme to start your service quickly. But definitely you need to bear in mind that it's not the most sustainable model to work on a large scale, because when your vendors are not actively involved, it can be just challenging to ensure the quick delivery time. So you may have delays. And think about this method, the dropshipping method, as something that you will use in the very beginning. and you're going to use this model while you are waiting to make your first, let's say, 50 orders or perhaps 100 orders. If you want to read about the success stories of our partner who used this model to launch only within 1.5 months, scan this QR code and you will get the link to our blog where we're describing this use case. And now let's move to our next mistake, which is launching with 100% readiness. So believe us, it will never be 100% ready. You may never be 100% ready. There will be always some small issues occurring along the way or some delays from your contractors. So instead of wasting your time, money, your human resource, just use the MVP method and act fast. So let's compare head to head, MVP method versus the complete readiness method. What are advantages and disadvantages of each approach? So with MVP method, what you receive on the positive side of things: cost efficiency, operational streamlining, speed and quality control, brand building, marketing focus, risk mitigation, scalability, preparation. So imagine you are launching your business with far less expenses and investments than if you choose complete readiness approach. You don't really need to go all in with your financial resources. You're going to act step by step. Also, it helps you to streamline your operations. Like, you don't need to deal with the complex operations with hundreds of people involved. You're going to start with a small team, and hence you will be able to ensure effective quality control. And if you receive feedback from your partners, for example, they don't like something, they want to, maybe they want you to work on the delivery time, it will be far easier for you to work on your like maybe weak points and improve them. Because again, we are talking about smaller scale. So imagine when you are going to grow, you are also going to have experience and you will be able to enter the scale mode with full readiness and preparation. So you see, we're also talking about the scalability preparation. It means that you are going to be ready for a large scale of orders. It will not happen with you overnight. So it means that you will be fully prepared and you will make less errors. So in general, this method is all about risk mitigation and careful approach. On the negative side of things, of course, you will deal with limited revenue potential because again, we are talking about small scale. We are talking about only like few vendors. So you need to like bear in mind that this MVP method, it's not the model where you need to sit for months. That is the model that you're going to use initially, doing first like 1, 2, 3, okay, maximum 4 months. But after that, you will need to scale and you will need to grow. What do we have on complete readiness side? Well, obvious advantages. Of course, since you're going to go all in, you can achieve better brand recognition from the very beginning because like if you want to be 100% ready, you will definitely work on marketing, especially if you have a big marketing budget, then you're going to do lots of paid ads, maybe collaborate with the influencer. And by the time you launch, people will learn about your business. And hence, for example, if you imagine that there are some other competitors on the market who are also launching pretty much at the same time, you will get competitive advantage over them because, again, like just more people will learn about you. But at what cost it will come? So first of all, high initial cost. Yeah, like you need to invest far more money if you want to be 100% ready. Also, you will need to deal with operational complexity. You will have very little to no room for errors, or your errors will be quite expensive for you. You will also have to work with in-play training and management. Remember, here we're talking about far bigger stuff than with MVP method. Of course, you have higher marketing costs, and in general, this method requires huge time investments. So basically, when you're looking at the screen and comparing these two approaches, like head to head, I think it's kind of obvious on which method wins. All right, so now we are approaching our mistake number 3, being a multitasking hero. So to be honest, we had different types of launches. Some of our partners, they were fully prepared. They had quite big teams. Other partners had moderate teams, but we also had partners who did not have teams at all. They were the only people who were responsible from the launch from A to Z. And we made conclusion that you need a team. So believe us, not only I'm talking about the team I mentioned earlier, like one call center operator, couriers, but also the person who will be some sort of project manager or your personal assistant. Because into which situation you can get into if you do not have any support? Well, first of all, like imagine you're going to have so many small operational tasks that you will need to handle every day, and it will be quite challenging to allocate your resource efficiently. Because of that, you will probably sacrifice the quality of your tasks. Also, imagine with this launch, you're going to deal with various aspects, marketing, legal aspects, recruitment aspects, and then business model. So you may have limited expertise in some of those areas. And since every day you have to think about things like, okay, now today I need to contact 20 vendors, I need to call them, I need to schedule meetings, I need to follow up, I also need to make the interviews with the couriers, and I need to perhaps sign agreements with them. It will bring to lack of strategic focus. And definitely as a result, you will have overwhelming workload and hence higher risk of burnout. So we offer to find one assistant or project manager and work together with this person. So as a result, you're going to have more time to focus on high-level business planning, more time to focus on external investments, talking to your investors, approaching them, creating pitch decks, focus on strategic tasks. And at the same time, your project manager will cover all of those routine daily tasks for you. Plus, this person will monitor the timings and the quality of task completion. So what you will have as a result, you will have you as inspiring founder who has time to be inspiring. You also have engaged team, higher quality of tasks. You will lower the burnout risks, and definitely you will increase the chances for a long-term success of your business. All right, so next mistake, no advertising campaigns. Well, I understand that I mentioned earlier that it may not be the widest strategy to start big and to pour all of your resources into marketing from the very beginning. However, it doesn't mean that you need to neglect marketing and advertising campaigns. It means that you need to calculate the minimal advertising costs, and also you need to use all tools available to prepare and create the marketing ground for your project. So what exactly I'm talking about? Before launch, think about two major branches. Branch number 1, brand identity, and then marketing. Under brand identity, I mean create logo. So find the freelancer or get the designer, or at least use AI tools to come up with the logo for a new brand. Create the brand color scheme. It's very important because it will ensure consistency of all pieces of your content. Think about your positioning and values. So it will help to unite your visual concept and also create a clear value proposition from the marketing perspective. On the marketing side, please do a market research. Study your competitors. Analyze what are their weak and strong points. Next, identify your target audience. Who will be your users? Within this target audience, do the cohort analysis we were talking last webinar. Try to figure out what are the segments of the target audience and describe them. Try to answer the questions. So what these people want? Like, what kind of problems do they have with the current services? How are they going to benefit from my project and my solution? And by answering these questions, you will come up with value propositions, why people need to use your services, why are you better than your competitors? And most importantly, what kind of problems you tackle that your competitors do not solve. And then use all of these findings in your like social media accounts. In general, handle them, create them. Do not cover all of the social medias because like there are lots of them today. Just choose the ones that are really popular in your region, and also choose the ones where your target audience spends the time. So create the accounts and supply those accounts with regular content updates. Remember that your social media accounts can be landing pages for your marketing campaign. Plus, that's the great tool to communicate with your audience, to get their feedback through comments or DMs. And also remember about UGC, which is user-generated content. Collaborate with influencer, which we are going to talk about a bit later. So do not underestimate the power of social medias. And of course, use all of the free tools available to you. I already started talking about social media platforms. So think about collaboration with the influencers. There are different types of bloggers. Some of them are going to have huge following, and hence they can be quite expensive. No worries. Try to work with smaller bloggers. Smaller blogger doesn't mean that it's a bad blogger and you are not going to have results. Vice versa, smaller bloggers, they tend to have better connection with their audience, and their audience tend to be more engaged and attentive to the advertised content. Create the email marketing pipeline. Yeah, that's the classical tool, but it doesn't mean that it's not working. It's still working. Send your users regular updates about your new campaigns, promotions, or in general, what's changed in your project. Use to full extent push notifications available within the on the application. That is the great tool to remind your user about your project, to get them engaged, and to reach out to them at the correct and right timing. And by the way, on push notifications, we have great articles on our blog that I really encourage you to go and check. Not only like just step-by-step guides on how to set it up, but also the tips on what kind of campaigns you can create and what kind of messages you can use in those notifications. So influence marketing we already talked about, and then collaborate with local businesses. I mean, it can be like small business or medium business, or you can even approach, the larger brands, like international brands represented in your country or city. Those brands, you may think, but why should they work with us? So if they want, for example, to create the marketing campaign or advertising campaign, they need to go to advertising or marketing agency. And those agencies, they usually charge a lot. So if you come up with a really creative campaign idea and concept, and you approach these businesses with this concept, they can be eager to work with you. And in exchange, you're going to get this free promotion using their resources. All right, and now we are getting to one of the most crucial mistakes, I would say, is not fully utilizing your customer base. Definitely, we understand that it's very logical to start with a taxi business, like make everything ready and then launch it within a few months. But it can be a mistake to stop there and not to move forward. Because remember, in the very beginning, we talked that offering multiple verticals, that is the current trend that, to be honest, not really the trend of 2024. That is the trend of last several years, because those companies, they have figured out that if we already have the audience, why not to earn more on this audience? Why should we earn only once if we can earn from ride-hailing orders, and also from food delivery orders, and also from grocery orders. So what we offer here is to launch another service using this super app concept. Not only it's beneficial from the perspective of earning more from the very same users, but also you will pay less to acquire and retain new users, because when you are getting each new customer, this works both for your businesses, for example, ride-hailing and food delivery. And please pay attention to the next slide, because in the next slide, we are going to talk about the success scheme. How to launch this super app concept and super app business. So above here, you can see the time required to launch each stage. And let's assume that you're going to start with taxi business. And okay, it's going to take you 1 to maybe 3 months. But after that, instead of just like perhaps slowing down and observing what's going on, start already doing the MVP1 model for food delivery business. Remember, this MVP1 model, it doesn't really require that huge investment from your side, because we are talking about launching on a smaller scale and plus heavily utilizing your already available taxi resources. So choose 1-2 districts, get the small team. Like one call center manager can be the very same person who is already engaged into your ride-hailing call center. 1-3 couriers can be actually your ride-hailing drivers. And 3-5 restaurants you're going to get with drop shipping model, meaning you don't really need to go and approach them. You'll just download their menus and then upload to the marketplace. Bear in mind that you really need to upload this type of menus with this type of items that are always in stock, just to make sure that you avoid the refunds. And okay, like it will take you from 1 to 2 months to launch this stage and to launch the software part. And after that, you can get to MVP2, where you'll start expanding your geographical area, like you'll start slowly approaching, covering the entire city. And plus, here you will also start approaching the restaurants with the partnership offer. So those restaurants, for example, that you had based on the dropshipping model, now you can come to them, you can show them, look, we've been delivering from your venue already for 1-2 months. We've made this amount of orders. Do you want to start working with us? And do you want us to bring even more orders to you? They will be just more like eager to join you in this case. And also in general, start approaching more and more vendors and start offering them the partnership conditions. You can still keep several vendors based on the dropshipping model on your marketplace, especially if we're talking about bigger brands such as McDonald's or Burger King, because those vendors may not be that eager to work with you when you are a smaller marketplace. However, they are great user and traffic magnets, so it's definitely it's worth keeping them. And this MVP number 2 stage, it will last around 1-2 months. And after that, you're going to enter the huge stage of growth, which doesn't really have particular finishing deadline. So here you have like 3 main, branches, I would say, of your development. Branch number 1, you continue developing within the food delivery domain. So you keep getting more and more restaurants. You also expand the coverage, like you add perhaps new cities, new countries. Another branch is Cloud Kitchen. Since you already have the delivery platform, you can open the dark kitchen and use your platform to deliver the food and the dishes that you are going to prepare. Or probably you will just add some other than food and grocery vendors to your platform. And what kind of vendors specifically? So here we are talking about stores such as flower stores or gift stores, pet supply stores, pharmacies, liquor stores, childcare product stores, pretty much whatever has the catalog with the goods that can be displayed, and the goods that can be delivered within the very same days. So you are welcome to add them to your marketplace. All right, and now I want to show you the options of scaling your super app ecosystem. So in general, within the super app, you can have ride-hailing part, which you can start with. Then you will be adding the delivery part, which can include cloud kitchens, just normal restaurants, and then other stores. And everything will happen within a single city. Once you feel confident, you can take this model and actually do the same within another city and another city. And ultimately, you can even go to the neighboring countries because you will already have a framework which will be really easy to recreate. And I wanted to share with you today something that we haven't shown in our previous webinar, which is unit economy calculator. So we developed this tool to help our partners to kind of understand what kind of business model they need to start with. And this calculator can help you greatly to see what will be your approximate profitability level and when you can expect the break-even points. So now let me exit this presentation and let me actually show you how this calculator looks like. So here is the thing. In this calculator, we are going to work with some of the inputs or parameters of your business model. And then using them, we are going to come up with this wonderful table where you can see the scale of orders, for example, 2,000 orders per month. And it can calculate how much money, like what will be your profit on these 2,000 orders if you have this particular business model. So what exactly you need to take into consideration here? Well, you just need to write down like what will be your approximate cart total or approximate like amount of food, how much customers are going to order for, if we have minimal order or average order or big order. Then you can also add the user markup, like what will be the extra fee that users are going to pay on top of food. You need to specify the delivery price, like how much money the users are going to pay for average delivery of the order. Are you going to pay any delivery VAT? Then you also need to test the different levels of vendor commission, meaning how much money vendor will pay you per each order. Just add the commission VAT if you need to pay it, and also specify the courier reward, like how much money the courier is going to earn for the delivery of the order on average distance. And in the end, you will get your gross profit per one order. And using these numbers in these distribution models, which can be adjusted, you're going to see like, okay, how much money you will get if you make 2,000 orders per month. As you can see here, we are not like only showing you the profits, we are also showing you the realistic results on a smaller scale. And by like updating the numbers like that, you'll be able to say, okay, when I'm going to have my break-even point. So when I make 300 orders per month, I'm going to reach the break-even point. And this tool, it helps a lot to just start like on the right note. Definitely later on, once you start delivering, your business model will be adjusted, and that's totally fine, that's totally normal. But at least it's good to understand that okay, like I'm going to start with these numbers, and these numbers, they are safe and they are sustainable enough to test the MVP1, MVP2, and then start growing. So instead of just doing the blind guessing, you can use this table and see whether your business model is going to work out or no. Now, if you want to test this amazing calculator, I'm just going to show the QR code now, so please scan it. I'm going to give you like just a couple of seconds to do that. You will get the link to my WhatsApp number. text me that you are interested in unit economy calculator, and we will take it from there. I will send you the list of inputs that I need, and then we will fill in the calculator together, and I will send you the copy so you can have it always and you can play around with the numbers. All right, so now, if you do not have the opportunity to scan the QR code right now, don't worry. We are going to, first of all, send you the presentation afterwards, and you will have all of the links. And also, like, you can always text just in the chat that you want the unit economy calculator, leave your phone number. We will reach out to you after the webinar. And let's move on. So we've been talking a lot about what is the super app from the business perspective, but I just wanted to make sure that we are on the same page on what is it from the technical perspective. So in our case, the super app, that is the combination of two or more business branches in one single application for clients and also for drivers. Here on the screen, you can see the idea of the super app, that user has the application where they can access the food delivery part of your business and also the taxi part of your business. And as for the benefits, some of them we already covered, but I'm just still want to make sure that you understand fully why this solution is worthy to invest. So first of all, you as a ride-hailing business, you're going to have the audience that you can additionally monetize. Like imagine one user pays you for ride-hailing services. Now the very same user is going to pay you for additional services. So that's what we are talking about when we mean when we mean doubling of your revenue. Next, super app, as I mentioned in the very beginning of my presentation, and in general, having multiple of the verticals became a trend, and the major competitors, they already have that. Even local competitors, they also offer more than one on-demand service. So that is why it's a great opportunity to stay competitive. From the customer acquisition and retention standpoint, when you're going to engage one user, remember that this engagement will work for all of your super app businesses and branches. It's also easier to scale and grow because you have the opportunity of cross promotion of your services. You will get better drivers utilization because imagine if the driver doesn't have, for example, ride-hailing orders at the moment, this driver may be tempted or motivated to just open the competitor's app and do the deliveries or the orders with the competitor. Instead of that, when driver doesn't have ride-hailing orders, driver just enable the food delivery option and the driver start doing the food delivery. So driver stays within your company and bring you more money and also earn more. And of course, the cost saving part. So when we are talking about the super app offer, it's more favorable to buy it in bulk at the very same time rather than buying first ride hailing and then sometime later paying the full price for the food delivery solution. So as for the ecosystem, from the taxi side, you are going to get the customer application, the driver application, operator app, and also my hub, aka admin panel for ride-hailing side. From the food delivery side, you will get the customer app, which can be integrated into the taxi customer app, and also we can provide you with a standalone application. You will also get the web marketplace or web app for your customers. You will get the application for your vendors and admin panel to manage the entire food delivery system. Here you can see the super app offer, the price of the package when you buy taxi plus food delivery at the very same time. These two huge ecosystems comes at only 6,500 USD. And with that, you're going to get everything mentioned on this slide, plus App Store optimization, Facebook SDK analytics, and of course, extensive onboarding support with the launching of both of these businesses. Also, it's more favorable to get this package because you will pay less for monthly subscription. So Taxi Panel plus Delivery Marketplace will come at only 159 per month. And on top of that, we decided to add extra bonuses from food delivery side for webinar attendees. So from Playfood team, we will give you the advanced unit economy calculator, the one that I shared, that's great tool, but we also have more complicated model that helps to figure out the delivery prices based on various strategies, and we will offer you assistance with setting up this unit economy calculator. We will also help you with figuring out the pre-launch marketing strategy. We are going to give you the guides and templates on how you can set up your social networks to prepare for launch. And also, I will help you with the setup of your push notification campaigns to bring awareness, for example, to your ride-hailing users about the new upcoming service. And once you launch and run your first like 100, maybe 150 or 200 orders, we will do together with you revenue audit using our revenue audit model. That is another calculator that takes as inputs your real delivered orders, and based on your numbers, provide you with the suggestions on what exactly you can improve in your business model in order to achieve this result of profitability. On top of that, you will get the banners design templates that you can place in your marketplace, and also great feature, we will enable for you introduction tour for your new users, which will be available for the first 3 months. So here I'm talking about the product tour, which are basically different tool tips and pop-up windows that your customers are going to see once they enter the catalog. And the aim of this product tour is basically show the customer around, onboard the customer into the marketplace, and help to convert the customer from just the visitor into the customer who placed the order. So we are already using this tool with our partners, and it showed great numbers in terms of users conversion. And now I'm getting to the most exciting part from my perspective of this webinar. Remember, in the beginning, I mentioned that we are going to announce about our new special project. And I'm thrilled to share with you our upcoming Super App Bootcamp. So that is going to be the special bootcamp that we want to arrange for ride-hailing and taxi companies who want to enter food delivery market, or for entrepreneurs who want to start on-demand businesses from scratch. And during this bootcamp, we are going together with you prepare the super app business, which will be ready to launch. So it's going to be a 1.5 month boot camp, and it will be divided into 10-step training process with the like feedback from our side, and why you might want to join this bootcamp. Well, first of all, imagine that this bootcamp will give you the opportunity to do everything I mentioned today, to do the launch of the super app using the demo software, to cover all of these steps with the minimal investment possible. So you don't really need to like do this huge investment, you will be able to test the concept and test the idea with the minimum resource. Plus, since we are going to provide you with lots of materials and lots of expertise, you will be able to get access to our experts and our knowledge base regarding every step of the launch of food delivery startup. You will also join the community of like-minded entrepreneurs who also want to launch super app businesses in other countries. And we will connect you with the investors from MENA, Africa, LATAM regions, and also with the funds from these regions. And we will tell you and teach you how to increase the external investments and in general, how to search for them, how to successfully secure those investments. And upon the successful graduation of this bootcamp, you will get opportunity to even better offer for the super app package. So let me quickly show you the sneak peek of our program. So as I mentioned, the bootcamp is going to be divided into 10-step training process. Each of the steps is going to take well around 1 week. And let me just quickly tell you what exactly we will be doing with you. For example, we will start with the market research, and we will send you guides and templates on how to create this basic market research, how to study your competitors, and what you need to pay attention to. After that, we will help you to create the naming and basic branding for your business. So again, we will give you guides, articles, tools to come up with the brand name, with the brand logo, brand identity. Then we will work together to identify what kind of delivery types you need to work with and why. We will send you materials that will help you to find the opportunities on your market and also determine the demand for those delivery types. Then we will cover very important legal issues area. We will send you the checklist of what newcomers should review before launching from the legal perspective. We will also supply you with a pack of templates of terms and conditions, agreements with couriers, with vendors. Of course, we will talk about business model. Not only we will run with you this unit economy calculator I showed, but we're also going to work on more advanced calculator that's going to come up with the options for delivery prices that you will use later on the platform. And we will also talk about what kind of business model approaches you can have in general, like what kind of pricing strategies you may use. Of course, we will teach you on how to use the platforms. We will onboard you into them so that you are comfortable with creating vendors, registering couriers, and doing all of those settings necessary to launch. And bonus part, so everything will result in a friend test. You actually will be able to run this friend test using the demo accounts. And then as the extra bonus, you will get opportunity to learn how to create pitch decks, how to pitch to the investors, how to approach them. We will also provide you, as I mentioned before, with the list of investors from MENA, Africa, LATAM regions. And also extra bonus, we will talk about marketing strategies and we will try to come up together with the one that you can use during your launch. So me personally, I'm super excited about this bootcamp. I think that it's a wonderful opportunity to enroll, especially if you were thinking before about super app or food delivery, but you were not sure and maybe you were a bit hesitant. That's your opportunity to test everything with the least amount of risks possible.
But thank you so much for being such an amazing audience, for all your questions. And thank you so much, Vera, for such an amazing and detailed presentation. I'm sure that this information is extremely useful for everyone. So thank you and wish you everyone a nice day.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much, our dearest webinar attendees. Excited to see you on our next webinar. Please stay tuned. We are also preparing something great, I believe, for June. Yeah, thanks everyone, and I wish you a great Thursday and upcoming weekends.
Yes, thank you and bye.
Thank
See you
you.
during our
See
next
you
webinar.
soon. Bye.